We are at day 43. It's been a little while since we had an update. We're out here in Georgetown at the Flip House, and so we're going to take a quick walk through. It's been a little while because we've been having some conflicts with the contractors. That happens, but let's see what we can get knocked out. Today we had the new windows come in, so you'll see that most of the windows have been changed out. We've got a few that were still good, so we kept them rather than paying, an extra however much it ends up being per window. But all of the other ones are brand new, so you'll see that as we walk through the house. The flooring company came in to try to get the flooring into the house, and pretty much said the house wasn't ready to put flooring in, and they weren't going to warranty the flooring unless the house was further along. So at least we got where the tile was jacked up and all that stuff, leveled out. So this is what our flooring is going to lay on. So we do have fans now. We do have some paint on the walls, which needs to be touched up, but that should be expected. One of the things you may have noticed, I just walked in the front door without having to unlock it. Same thing on the back door. So we've got some securing issues that we need to take a hold of, but as you can see on the windows, nice and fresh. Doesn't even look like there's one there, so they're nice and crisp. And you'll see as we walk through the house where some of them haven't been changed out, but more importantly, some of the things that we've been kind of having issue with is the carpentry work. So I'm going to call it woodworking, but it's hardy plank working technically. Wasn't installed properly, so they're going to have to come back and rip all of this out and start over, because that's not going to be very energy efficient with all the gaps, and you can't just caulk outside. When the sun hits it, it's just going to tear it up. So that's the primary issue that we had going on. And so out here it wasn't hung straight. If you drop a plumb line from any of these, none of those boards are hung straight. The nails aren't tapped deep enough. The caulk up here is just shoddy, so we're going to have to get that fixed. But as you can see, we've still got mounds and mounds and mounds and mounds of dirt. And you can't see the holes because they're not here right now, but they're working on the plumbing still. The tunneling here in Georgetown can get kind of difficult because we've got pretty hard ground, lots of rock, and as far as under the houses that were going, it was pretty compact. So here in the kitchen, you'll see that we've gotten the cabinets painted. They'll need to come back and do a little bit of touch up, but all in all, they look pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with this. Again, back to the carpentry, when they cut this light out, they cut too far, just didn't cut a good hole, so they're going to have to come in here and unplug all these lights and tear this sheetrock down and put in a fresh layer of sheetrock and then retexture it and refloat it, repaint it. So they've got a little bit of work ahead of them. Again, here with carpentry, whenever they had an amateur electrician in here trying to run the electrical work, he was trying to find a line that was already there, but he ended up cutting out sheetrock and digging and cutting into the framing and things like that. So they'll have to repair that as well. That's kind of the difference between an experienced contractor and a non-experienced contractor. We put in these whatnots in the living room, in the dining room, which we'll need to get that little piece repaired. But it's going to look really nice when it's done. We'll have to move this frame over because it should be the same distance away from the wall here and the same width. As you can see here, I've got about 2 fingers width, whereas up here I've only got 1 finger's width. So it will need to be installed straight, and then over here We've got about a half finger's width up top, and then less than that down bottom. And then they'll need us to come in and, you know, straighten this up a bit. So, just kind of things you have to watch for. They're going to have to redo it, and they're not going to like it, but they're going to do it. Otherwise, they're not going to get paid for it. And I'll get a carpenter in here who will do it right. So, we put this fan in here. If you can hear, I'll be quiet here. It's got a bent camshaft, so that piece is going to have to be taken out and put in a new fan. We still don't have a light in here, and so paint hasn't been done in here. No light in here, paint still needs to be done in here. Still have to resurface the countertop, resurface the tub. So good bit of work left to do in here. In here, when they painted the door, ta-da! They also painted the wall behind it, so they'll have to touch that up. And they painted the fan, so they'll have to change those blades out. Which, given that type of mounting, they'll probably have to change the whole fan out. So again, just sloppy work. If they'll do it, come back and, or if they do it right the first time, it'll save them a lot of money, but they're going to have to come back and redo it either way. So in here, the paint's not cut very straight or very full. Let me get up on it here so you can see, but you can see the white through it, so it just needs to be cut again so that it's level and it doesn't look like it's wobbly. And you can see the same thing here on the door. When they sprayed the doors, they sprayed the wall that they just freshly painted. So making themselves have to do extra work, but it is what it is. So we still have, as you can see, light down here. That's one of the plumbing pieces that's being fixed. Underneath the sink, this plumbing piece is being fixed. In this closet, you know, it looks like they've painted the things, but they're actually only primered. So they'll need to be painted. They'll need to float in texture in here. So a lot of projects, and like I said, if they'd done it right the first time, it'd be projects they wouldn't have to deal with. But since they didn't, they get to come in and do it at their own expense. So we've got paint and texture on the windows that they'll have to clean. But you can definitely tell the new window from the old window. So this is Raymond Husser, JP Realtors, 512-818-6803. Talk to you later.